All right, everyone. Bliss, welcome to another weekly reading. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Today is another beautiful Sunday under the sun, and I'm super excited to talk about all of the energy coming forth. And I'm going to move through it pretty quickly, so stay with me on this because there's a lot of information to cover. And I do have an event shortly after this at Abundance Space in Scottsdale, just about 20 minutes away, where I'll be hosting a New Year's intention event and meditation. So I want to get through this reading rather quickly to make it to that event, and also just to give you guys this info straightforward, direct, and just to really hit it hard because we're going into a powerful, powerful week this week. We've got a new moon in Capricorn with an eclipse, a solar eclipse in right around Christmas time, right on Christmas night and the day after. So lots of energy, lots of powerful information to discuss. And then we also have a ton of spirit messages and astrology influences with all of that to go over. So thank you for joining me. Welcome to this weekly reading, one of the last readings of the year, of the decade. We have another reading on the 29th, which will be able to cover some of the residual ending of this year and decade. And then we're going right into the new year, new decade of 2020. So this is really exciting. This is a big moment for us as a collective, as a Web of Light community that we've all been here just showing up every Sunday at 1:11 p.m. Central Time to receive these messages from Spirit, to understand the astrological influences, and to tap in to all that we have and are ready for. So I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me. And if this is your first time joining me, again, my name is Rissa Vibes. I'm an intuitive coach. I also study astrology and metaphysics, and I have a psychology background. So I bring all of that information, all of that understanding into a culmination of clarity for all of you to understand as we move forward in our week and to prep and navigate the energy of that week. So we're going to start with just a review of last week real quick, just to kind of tap into what we are coming from and what energy we're launching from so that we can move into this new week ahead with clarity and focus on what's to come. I also invite you to comment below as everybody is and let me know how you're feeling today. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I see Linda said it's the first day of winter. Yes, we had the winter solstice yesterday, which I talked a little bit about last week for our weekly reading then. And we had a really powerful winter solstice yesterday. So let me know how you feel from the energy of the winter solstice yesterday and how you're integrating it as well. Let's start a little discussion on that as we tap in. First, because we're having so much energy come through this week, let's go ahead and just close our eyes for a moment as we all connect. And let's take a nice deep breath in and a couple deep cleansing breaths to focus and center. So as a collective here, deep breath in, big breath out, relaxing, releasing any tension, centering ourselves, our mind, our body, our spirit into harmony with another deep breath in. Big breath out to relax, connecting to our inner being, our light within with another deep breath in, opening up to all the spirit messages of this week and new moon eclipse. And big breath out to relax fully. Waking yourself back up in your own time. We do this because it really brings us into center. And if you really focused on it, if you really took those deep breaths, you really felt an energy shift, I'm sure. And that really helps us in absorbing the information and connecting to our intuition so that you're able to pull out the truth of everything that we're picking up as a collective, the most true messages for you, and that your intuition will guide you in all the areas of your life that these messages are speaking to. So the review of last week, let's start there. We had the intention card for the beginning of the week, which really told us to be clear on our intentions, to have pure intentions that are for the purpose of our highest good and the highest good of all, and to really focus on those intentions as we move into the new year, which makes perfect sense because it's important to set intentions and set kind of a theme and a clarity and a dedication and aspiration for the new year and new decade. And then the middle of the week card was Master, the Sage of Wands. It was such a powerful card, really encouraging us to feel into our mastery of ourselves, our self-reflection, our self-awareness, our autonomy, our ability to be more perceptive of all the things that we know we need to work on and to master those things as we move into the new year. And then the last card of last week to really signify the winter solstice was Miracles of Isis. And that card really reminded us to create the miracles in our life, to believe in miracles happening, to believe in healing from old wounds and the release of things that don't serve us, and the expansion and creation and manifestation of all that does serve us. And the miracles of Isis coming in strong with a cosmic energy as well with that winter solstice. So super powerful, and we're still in that energy this weekend. So I want to start by just saying hello to everybody and getting a good read on everybody that's here. We've got 12 here, which is so powerful, the number 12. We had that 12-12 portal a little bit ago. And we've got 12-22 today. Whoops. We've got 12-22 today, which is powerful number in twos as well. And so lots of that energy of unity, faith, connection, just understanding. Those are the twos, right? That faith, that purpose, that passion as well. So we're feeling that energy today. Strawberry Lips says hello, or hi Rissa, blessed be. Yes, blessed be, absolutely, to you as well. Amanda's here. Hi Rissa, happy Sunday. It is a happy Sunday. Strawberry says, I wish I was in Arizona. I wish you were too, because then you could come to my event today. It would be so fun. Bahamian Princess says hello. Bobby Bell is here. Queens of Hip Hop, what's up? Linda Lacey's here. Hi, Linda, good to see you. Leslie's here. Hey, soul family, all the vibers, bliss. PJ says, hey, so good to see you, PJ. Carla's here as well. Hello, Carla. Bliss, love to you. And so exciting. Jasenia's here as well. Hi, Goddess. Hi, Tribe. Yes, I love it. Susan's here as well. Another part of the tribe. Hey, Leslie. Hey, everyone. Ola Jasenia. I love it. Andrea's here. Hello, Goddess. Hello, all. Shaniqua Brooks is here. Hello, beautiful souls. Hey, CJ. Good to see you. So good to see all of you. JB is here. Hey, divine spirits. I love it. And Camilla is here. Good morning. Hey, Camilla. Good to see you. Thank you all for joining. We've got 14 people now. We just climbed 2 more viewers just in that little introduction. So welcome to all of you who are joining still. Let's go ahead and get right into the spirit messages of this week. These are the messages that I acquired from meditations and visions and readings and just downloads from spirit about what is to come this week. So let's start with that. The first message I got is that your connection to your peace and joy is priority. And this is really a deeper message than just peace and joy. It's really understanding that sometimes our peace might be encouraging us to do something uncomfortable, to do something that puts us in a vulnerable position, to really be transparent with something, and that will bring us peace from any stress or complexity or confusion that we might have. And so that's really what we're talking about here. It's not just everything that makes you feel peaceful and joyful and easy. We're also talking about the not so easy things, the challenging things, the uncomfortable things to do that also represent your peace. Maybe you're really feeling this deep urge to speak about something that you really know is true for you that somebody else might not understand, and it's bringing you stress and confusion and chaos within, this inner turmoil, this inner conflict. And that's not your peace, right? That doesn't create peace, that inner conflict. So you really want to be vulnerable and transparent and to speak about the things that you feel like you need to speak about to bring you that peace and to uplift your heart into joy. Maybe you're having an inner quarrel with your own self. Maybe you're really finding a new path, but you're not sure if you can accept that yet, or if you know how to. Start educating yourself on what it means to accept that, what you need to do to get to that place of connection to that path, and to honor that vision and honor that interest in yourself. So these are things that really are important to do for your peace and joy that often sometimes are camouflaged in chaos and stress, but we want to, and uncomfortability, but we want to push through that so that we can see the ultimate peace and joy that's there for us. So your connection to your peace and joy, your connection to your sovereign being, your connection to your clarity is priority this week. So make sure that you do some reflecting on what that means for you, and you really honor that. The next one is working through situations instead of dodging them, instead of being reluctant or refusing of this situation. You want to really honor the uncomfortability, sometimes the painful and frustrating things that you have to work through in order to get yourself to a place of understanding, a place of mastery, like we talked about last week, a place of divine connection and resilience and power and self-certainty, right? So there may be some things that are uncomfortable. There may be some things that are painful and frustrating that you have to work through. I encourage you to work through them and don't avoid them. Don't ignore them. Don't try to duck and dodge them. Just work through them, because we're entering a new year, we're entering a new decade, and we're entering a new you. So honor the new you that you want to be. And if you don't want to be someone who dodges and ducks and avoids conflict because you don't know how to handle it, you want to be a master of conflict and a master of yourself to work through that, then claim that now and be that person now and start doing that work. And you have to do the work to do it. Only you can do that work. So it's super important to claim that for yourself, honor it, and do the work. Okay, so work through those things that are uncomfortable, painful, and frustrating, because you're worth it. You deserve to feel free from that energy. And so you've got to work through it in order to get through it. You can't avoid it, because it's just delaying the inevitable, okay? So this is transparency in all forms is what we're talking about. This is vulnerability as well. And vulnerability is courage. I was guided from my beautiful friend and mentor, Candy Wheeler. She's a conscious business coach. I've been working with her lately. And she inspired me and encouraged me to watch this amazing Netflix special called Call to Courage on Netflix by Brene Brown. And it's amazing. I watched it and it just was so resonant, so powerful. And it talks about vulnerability and courage. And oftentimes we think that they're opposite, but they're actually the same. We have to be vulnerable in order to be courageous. They go hand in hand. So I'm encouraging you to be vulnerable and courageous in transparency of all forms this week and throughout this procession into the new year and new decade. So be transparent with yourself, be honest, look at the things that you need to look at. When we go into that winter solstice like we just did yesterday and we're in the winter season represents our shadow. It represents the longest nights of the year, right? And that means the most darkness available to us, the most shadow available to us. We don't want to cower from that. We don't want to be afraid of it. We don't want to resist that. We want to honor it. We want to look at ourselves and our shadow. We want to be able to sit with ourselves in our entirety and be transparent with what we still need to work on, what we still haven't mastered, what we still get down about, and what still limits us, right? If we don't do that work, then how can we really grow? How can we really evolve? So the winter solstice is all about shadow work, and transparency, vulnerability, courage is a part of that too. So look at the places where you feel less courageous, less vulnerable, less open to that energy, less transparent, and start identifying why you're that way, what is limiting you in that way, and how to master the transparency, the courage, the vulnerability, so that you know how to work through it and you can get through that in a very positive and healing and self-empowering way. Super, super important. So be honest and transparent with yourself. Be honest and transparent with others, even if that means uncomfortable conversations and situations. And that also translates into transparency in the world. We're seeing this in social structures and government systems. We're seeing this stuff with Trump and the impeachments and all of this stuff, all this transparency, all of this stuff coming out into the open and having to be worked through, right? And we're seeing it in other systems too throughout the world. So we really want to honor that and flow through it and not against it, because when we flow against it or we resist it or we try to ignore it, we create contrast, and that contrast is not comfortable and it's not serving us. It's limiting us and it's holding us back. So work through the transparency and honor it and just be wholeheartedly, unapologetically you. Now, it's also important to know and to reflect on, where were you 10 years ago? 10 years ago, what were you dealing with in your life? What were you learning? What were you stepping into? What new levels were you reaching? What new awareness were you adapting? This is important because we're really kind of reliving 10 years ago, but in a completely different way, in a way more evolved way, but in similar connection to things and similar lessons. We're facing similar understandings. We're stepping into similar clarities. And so they're in different ways, right? Because they're 10 years later. So I encourage you to just reflect, where was I 10 years ago? And really move into this place of understanding. I'll be very vulnerable and transparent with you. 10 years ago, I was withdrawing off of heroin. What? Like crazy, right? I bet most of you would never expect that from me because I'm a completely different person. But I was very addicted to opiates and narcotics and heroin when not 10 years ago. And I got clean in 2010. And I've been clean for 9 years, almost 20, right? Or almost 10, I mean. And so it's really important to understand that, because using myself as an example, a vulnerable and transparent example, I was learning new sobriety, right? I was learning new clarity of mind, new clarity of body, new clarity of heart space. And when I reflect on that and stepping into a new level of myself and being honest with myself, I also reflect on this year and I recognize that I'm stepping into a whole new level of transparency and vulnerability and awareness and clarity of myself in a different way, in a spiritual way. I'm learning how to be more transparent and clear and accepting of myself as a person, as an intuitive coach. I'm learning how to be even more clear as a channel. I'm stepping into more awareness of how to do that and what that looks like for me, and being transparent with myself and what I need to work on to get to that next level of clarity of mind, body, and spirit that is way different than where I was 10 years ago, but still similar themes, similar understandings, right? So we're really learning ourselves on different levels, but in similar ways this decade. And so we really want to focus on that, because when we focus on that, we have those aha moments of like, okay, I know how to do this. I know how to step into a new level of clarity. I know how to step into a new level of vulnerability and transparency. And now I can do it, because last time I did it, it was way more chaotic, way more crazy, way less conscious. And now I'm in this place of consciousness and clarity and self-power that allows me to just raise to another level. And I know that you all have that same example in your life as well when you reflect on where you were 10 years ago. So I encourage you to do that, because this is a new level of that stage. And as we are conscious beings in that, we shine more light onto it, which helps us move into that new level even easier. So we are having a renewed sense of self, and that's really what I'm getting down to, is that we're all having a renewed sense of self. I had a renewed sense of self 10 years ago when I transitioned from an addict to a clean, sober person, and I'm having a new sense of self now as I transition from an intuitive to more of an intuitive coach, and a channel into more of a divine and expanded and clear channel, right, for things, and a business person on top of that, and to expand that in a conscious way. So I know that you all are having your own examples of that, and I encourage you to share below on what your examples are. I'm sure you probably already are. I can see the comments building up, and so I'll review those in just a second. But this is powerful, right? We are having a renewed sense of self in this new year, this new decade, as we move into it. So start to ask yourself, who am I showing up as this year in 2020? Who is this renewed sense of self that I'm stepping into? What is this person that I am now versus who I've been? And who am I becoming because of all of that, right? This full spectrum, bigger picture perspective. So really, really important to ask yourself, who am I showing up as? How am I showing up as them? And how can I do better? How can I master that? How can I get more clear in my intentions, more clear in my mind, body, and spirit through that? So essentially, we're taking quantum leaps of growth right now, and 2020 is all about clear vision, right? 2020, clear vision, the best vision you can have, right, is 2020. And so we're moving into that, and we're really seeing clearly, and because of that, we're taking quantum leaps, huge leaps, leaps that are insane. I mean, we are growing at such a rapid rate. I know that when you reflect on yourself and just in how much you've grown this year, you can attest to this, that we're growing in just these insanely quick and profound ways. And I know we can even see that even more when we reflect on where we were 10 years ago. So really accept and honor your quantum leaps of growth and understanding. Now, in that quantum leap, as we really move from one level to the next in rapid speed, amazing transformation, profound depth and clarity, we also are encouraged by Spirit to be a bit of a hermit this week, to really go within. And we've been getting this message a lot in the last couple of weeks, really prepping us for that and really encouraging us to go deeper and deeper and deeper within. But we're having a lot of internal reflection. We're learning how to process things from the inside out. We're learning how to really understand the depth of our new spiritual awareness. And we have to do that through our own kind of hermit energy, our own conscious reflection, our own introversion in a bit of a sense. So don't feel weird or awkward or uncomfortable or get down on yourself for wanting more time alone this week, or needing some time to yourself, or just being more quiet, less communicative, less giving of information and more receiving information. That is totally normal for this week, because it is encouraging your hermit energy of self-reflection and processing within. And that's really powerful, because we need that in order to transition. We're just like that caterpillar going into the cocoon to become a butterfly. I use that example this week because I think it was so powerful to think about. When you think about the caterpillar, it knows it's evolving, it knows it's time to move into this quantum leap of growth and awareness, but it doesn't take other caterpillars into its cocoon with it, right? It just goes into its cocoon, it makes its cocoon itself, and it stays in there alone in complete soul solitude as it transforms into this butterfly. And so that's what we want to do, and we want to honor that. So we do want to be transparent with others in what we're processing and how we're doing it, but we also want to be aware of our own ability to process it ourselves, and to not take on too much of the energy of other people, not to feel responsible for their perceptions of how we're processing or what their opinions on how we should process it are, but to be really reflective inward and to be able to have that sovereign power within us to do this internally and to transform internally. In this way. So really, really important. Now, on top of that, cleansing is crucial right now. So we really want to allow ourselves to cleanse in the ways we're meant to, cleanse our mind, cleanse our body, cleanse our spirit, and cleanse our perception of things, okay? So this is imperative for all of this clear awareness that is going to help us move from the chaos of the old and the confusion of the old into the mastery of ourselves and into the self-awareness that comes forth in 2020, that clear vision. So we are doing a lot of cleansing work. We're releasing things that don't serve us. We're releasing energy that doesn't make sense. We're releasing energy that doesn't flow and resonate. And so do that work. Allow yourself to cleanse. I do one-on-one energy cleansings with Reiki via the phone and video chat, and I feel very, very powerful in that gift, and I really want to share that with anyone who really feels they need that cleansing, that feels like they're feeling stuck or blocked or just icky and can't get rid of certain energy. The time is now. So if you feel like you need to put it in somebody else's hands, which is often much easier, because when we're in the situation and we try to cleanse ourselves, it's difficult. There's a little bit of resistance because we're just too close to the situation. We're too close to the energy to really be able to clear it. We're too attached to it. So putting that energy, putting that responsibility into somebody else's hands by getting an energy cleansing or doing some cleansing work, going to an event that has cleansing in it, or getting Reiki is really important, because then it allows you to utilize the resources you have around you that can be a little bit more effective in helping you clear things, because they're not attached to it, right? So that can be a really powerful way. So if you need an energy cleansing, please reach out to me. You can Instagram me at Readings by Rissa, or you can email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. There's also always a link below to schedule a session. So I'm super happy to offer that to all of you anytime you need it between now and the new year, or anytime after as well, okay? So let's just tap in a little bit. I just want to see how you all are feeling here real quick. And like I said, I'm moving a little quick, you guys, so I'm not going to read all the comments, but I am going to tap in just to see how everybody's doing. Strawberry Lips says, I'm feeling a surge of energy and motivation and inspiration, creativity, and grateful. I love that, Strawberry Lips. I love that, because we're going to talk about a lot about that in the astrology portion in just a moment, because there's a lot of energy for that. Linda says, I connected with Goddess Danu yesterday during Silent Thoughts. I never heard of her before. Very cool. Yes, Goddess Danu. She's amazing. I believe she's a Celtic goddess, right? Really, really cool. Gayson's here. Hi, Vibe Tribe. Hey, Renee here just came in. Hey, Renee, good to see you. I love that. Linda says she saw a dragon when she connected to Danu. So powerful. Very, very cool. A kind dragon, she says. Yes. And Renee says, reptilian. Do you know your starseed origin, Linda? Yes, and dragons are reptilian, but I really want to make this clarification, because I talked about this in my starseed event too, and I'm not saying that you are in this perception at all, Renee, but I'm just encouraging everybody who might perceive reptilians as negative. There are negative energies in everything, right? There are negative humans, there are negative reptilians, there are negative Pleiadians even. There's just a lot of energy. It's all duality, right? And so I think there is some comments about duality, says good and bad in all races of being. So I guess this is just a benevolent spirit guide. Yes, Renee, exactly. Because actually I've been really noticing that a lot more reptilian energy is coming forth, but in a very different way, in a very transmuted way, where they're not so negative. A lot of reptilians, the positive ones, the ones that really don't want to have that bad rep, are coming forth and really connecting with beings of light like us that can help them connect to that power of positivity that they want to represent and that they want their race to represent. And so they're really combating that negative perception by coming forth as positive guides for people who are open to that. So dragons are from the reptilian family. They're a mystical being, so there's nothing wrong with that, but we really want to just be aware that there's positivity and negativity in everything. So as long as we're conscious of it and we're really paying attention to that energy and we're feeling into our own intuition and our heart to recognize what's positive, what's negative, what we can open to, what we can't, then we're doing our job. And we really want to deconstruct stigmas. We want to release stigmas and judgments, because that just creates limitation in our understanding for the full spectrum of energy that's available to us, okay? Strawberry Lips says, is anyone else's video freezing? Leslie says, I'm not freezing. Keep reading, Rissa. I said the same. Awesome. Good. I'm so glad. So everybody's on the same page there. I love it. All right, so let's keep going. So the next message I got was procrastination is not your friend. Okay, we know this. We know that procrastination is not our friend. We know that it's not great to put things off that we know we need to do, but we do it anyway, right? Why do we do that? Maybe it's fear, maybe it's uncomfortability, maybe it's fear of the unknown, maybe it's vulnerability that we're not open to, and maybe it's just not knowing how to go into something or how to step into something, or maybe it's a self-worth thing. Maybe we don't know if we're worth it or if we can do it. So there's a lot of things that can come up with procrastination, and ultimately it means that you're not in alignment, right? If you're procrastinating something, that means you're not in alignment with it. And if it's something that you know you want to be in alignment with, how do you get into alignment? Well, you focus on your inspiration. Why do you want to do that thing? What is the big why? What is the initial inspiration that caused you to desire that thing, to desire that ambition or that accomplishment or that achievement? So focusing on the why will really reactivate the passion and purpose behind what you're doing, so that you're not procrastinating anymore, so that you get that natural zest of like, actually, I know exactly why this is important. It's so necessary. I'm so ready to do it, and I know exactly how to do it. Spirit will show up for you in that way when you align. You have to align to what it is you're procrastinating on in order for you to actually achieve it. So get into alignment with what you want to do and what you might have been putting off, and that will eliminate the procrastination. And that's how you know. The procrastination comes up to let you know, hey, you're not in alignment with it. Yes, you want this. Yes, you know you need to do it, but you're not really in alignment with the why. You're not really in alignment with the positivity, the prosperity, the passion, the inspiration behind it. So get into that alignment, and then the procrastination will erase and deplete itself from the situation. So just keep that in mind. Don't procrastinate on anything. We don't have much time left in the year, so let's get that stuff done now so we can feel completely connected to what we are meant to do in 2020. And then again, I want to just stress one more time. I talked about this a little bit already. I went ahead of myself a bit, but it's so important that vulnerability is courage. It is courage. When we put ourselves out there, when we expose ourselves to situations that we don't know the outcome of, that is vulnerability. And that is also courage. We are being courageous in that. So honor that and let yourself step into the opportunities that we have this week to be vulnerable and courageous, because when we do, yes, we might fail. Yes, we might have heartbreak. Yes, we might get uncomfortable. Yes, we might have some kind of pain, but we are going to feel stronger, more resilient, more capable, more masters of our courage. And that is going to help us grow. And we have to go through uncomfortable situations to grow. We have to go through things that we don't necessarily want to experience sometimes in order to learn something that we needed to learn or to become more of what we want to be. And so allow yourself to do that, to be vulnerable, to be courageous, and to learn the lessons of that vulnerability so that you can become a master of it. It's going to bring breakthroughs for you, I promise you. And it will often bring breakthroughs that you can't expect and can't anticipate, which is why we get nervous about that vulnerability and courage. So just honor that and just move through it. It's okay, okay? So be kind to yourself throughout this process, you all, because self-love is important and it is absolutely necessary for what we're going through right now. All of the activations, the winter solstice shadow work that we're experiencing, the transformation into a new decade and a new year, the 2020 vision and clarity that we're experiencing and adopting. All of this is important, it is intense, and it is incredibly imperative to be kind to yourself through the process because we are human. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to step. We're going to stutter. We're going to have situations where we're not really getting into a place of clarity, and then we just have that breakthrough. So just know that it is part of the process and it's okay, and love yourself through it. You've got to be your number one fan during this time. So do your best to make that your mantra and really remind yourself of that. Am I being my number one fan right now? Because it's important to have that unconditional love of self so that you can move through that vulnerability, courage, and intensities with kindness and love and that boost of self-certainty, okay? All right, so I usually do this little segment where I give you an intuitive word for work, family, spirit, and love. And when I sat down today to get those words, the word was the same for every situation, and it was to reset for this new year. We're going to have a lot of that internal reflection. We're going to have a lot of that opportunity to go inward, and that's our reset in work, our reset in love, our reset in family, our reset in spiritual growth. And that reset is important for us so that we can get to that place of seeing everything for what it is and going into it with what we want from it. And so that's the reset. So just focus on reset in every way. Reset and reflection, okay? That is the biggest theme this week for all of our aspects of life. So just honor that and go into that fully and fearlessly, okay? All right, so let's go right into the astrology messages. I'm doing great on time right now, so I'm going to keep this going. We've got a lot of powerful astrological influences to discuss today. The first one being the new moon and solar eclipse, okay? And now, before I get into that, I am going to also just touch on the one right before that, which is on the 24th, which is Tuesday. And Tuesday, the sun trines Uranus, okay, which means that we're going to be feeling ourselves beginning to set ourselves free. The sun represents action, okay? It represents action and enlightenment and light shining onto us of awareness and consciousness. And Uranus represents freedom, liberation, innovation, ingenious activation. And so we're really learning how to set ourselves free. We're learning how to liberate ourselves through action, through innovation, through creativity, through ingenious thoughts and concepts and consciousness. And so we're going to feel a lot of joy and self-expression and creativity and love on Tuesday, which is Christmas Eve. So happy Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas Eve, happy Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas Eve to all those who celebrate Christmas Eve. So we're going to feel a lot of good energy there. But the biggest astrological event, which is why I said the first, because it is the biggest, is the most important. First on the list is the new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn that is happening on Christmas Day night, or Christmas night, I should say. I'm all silly with my time, space, it's all an illusion. So trying to create energy and translate energy into words is silly sometimes with this. But so Christmas night, okay, it's the new moon in Capricorn and eclipse for the West Coast. Okay, the West Coast is going to experience this on Christmas night around 9:13 in the evening. I keep getting this card. ancient power mysteries. This keeps like getting stuck to my finger. So this oracle guides you to honor the power of your voice, whether through spoken or sung words or through what you write, speak about, or stand for symbolically. You have a potentially very powerful healing voice, and you are guided to recognize the responsibility that you have for what you proclaim through your voice. This card just kept attaching itself to me, so I felt like I needed to read it. So whoever that's for, honor your powerful voice and know that it's a part of your ancient power mysteries. And we'll go back into that a little bit as well. I think it's a part of this week's energy and really being transparent with yourself, right? Speaking and being clear with yourself and communication and intention and clarity of conversation and all of those things. So on the West Coast, Christmas night, the solar eclipse and new moon in Capricorn. Now on universal time, it's at 5:13 a.m. on the 26th. And on the East Coast, it's at 12:13 a.m. on the 26th, right after midnight, okay? So we're going to have this solar eclipse new moon energy in Capricorn kind of in a weird space and time continuum where some of us are going to be experiencing it on Christmas night and some of us are going to be experiencing it very early on the day after Christmas. So either way, it's a powerful energy. So let's talk about it. Capricorn represents dedication, motivation, building, maturation, drive, grounding, and self-awareness. This is important because when you're in Capricorn, it's all about practicality. It's all about really putting a foundation under you for what you intend for. Like we did last week, we talked about intention. So what foundation, what security, what energy do you need to be able to stand upon? What things do you need to formulate and create for yourself that gives you a secure structure for the intentions that you set last week and that you continue to set as you go into the new year? What needs to drive you and what is driving you? What are you dedicating yourself to tap into that drive and motivation? That's what this new moon and solar eclipse is going to be about with the Capricorn energy. Now, the new moon is all about new beginnings. It's all about a fresh start, and it's also about new lessons revealed. So what new lessons and what new beginnings are you stepping into with this Capricorn energy of dedication, motivation, drive, and groundedness and practicality? So we're moving into that awareness of, okay, we're starting a fresh new place and clean slate. We're in new beginnings. We have new intentions. We have new lessons. So how do I create a stable structure? How do I ground into that? How do I feel driven and motivated in building my intentions? What do I need to give myself that structure, right? Now, on top of that, it's really cool because we have the eclipse, okay? So the eclipse is all about moving this, and it's a solar eclipse. So solar eclipse is all about action, new inspiration, new movement forward, right? And so we're allowing ourselves, and it's from the shadow, right? Because when we have a shadow, when we have eclipse, we always have a shadow and a light aspect, even in the solar eclipse, okay? So we really feel this sense of action based on what we've reflected on in our shadow, which is what we're doing in this winter solstice energy. And then using all of that to understand our new beginnings and how to really create a foundation and solid structure for them. So the eclipse itself is in 4 degrees Capricorn. Now 4 is a powerful number this week, and we're talking about numerology here. This is important, okay? So the 4 in Capricorn, 4 degrees in Capricorn is what the eclipse is in. Now, like I said, we're having the eclipse on at several different times for several different people, depending on what time zone you're in. But no matter what it is, you're always going to have it on the 13th minute of the hour for your time zone. So like I said, the universal time is at 5:13 p.m. on Christmas. It's on Christmas, the day after Christmas. So that's 5:13 a.m. I'm sorry, the day after Christmas, but that's the 13th minute, right? 12:13 a.m. in the East Coast, 9:13 p.m. on the West Coast on Christmas night. So that 13 is powerful, right? Because we just said the eclipse is in 4 degrees Capricorn. 13 is 4. So we have another 4 showing up there. Then we also have 12:26, where most of us are experiencing this eclipse, and 26, 2 plus 6 is 8, which divides into 4. 4 divides into that 2 times, right? And we've got the 2020, so we've got 2 4s there in the 26th. And then we've got 2020, the new year, 2 2s, which is 4. Okay, so the 4 energy is super powerful this week with the astrology and with the numerology, and 4 really connects to our angelic connection, our messages from our guides, our divine protection from our angels, our divine awareness of what we need to do, transparency from our angels, clarity, honesty from our angels on what we need to work on. And fours also represent work and structure and integrity as well in numerology. So this all goes hand in hand with that Capricorn energy. Now we also have Saturn that rules Capricorn. Saturn is all about dependability, work, tough love, awareness of self, responsibilities. So all of this is the same, right? We're all stepping into this same energy with this new moon and solar eclipse in Capricorn of really focusing on our dedication, our drive, our work ethic, our intentions, our integrity, our strong structures, and our building of what we want. So I really encourage us all to ask yourselves, what are you dedicating your energy to? And is it resonant with your intentions? Is it providing a solid structure for building the new beginnings that you're setting forth for 2020? That's how we're going to prep for 2020. And that's how we're going to move through this new moon and solar eclipse in Capricorn. Now, we also feel this Uranus trine and Taurus trine and Jupiter trine with Capricorn as well, which is in Capricorn from the sun and moon. So the sun and moon is trining Uranus, Taurus, and Jupiter. Uranus is all about liberation. We said that, right? So the ingenious perspectives that liberate us, the innovations that liberate us, the new energy that brings us into a new level of awareness and connection to things that we want. And then the Taurus and Capricorn energy is our groundedness, our security. Taurus also represents practicality and ways to make money and how to get ourselves there. So really, really powerful. So we're going to have a lot of innovation, ideas, and inspiration that will transform our perceptions of faithful focus. We say faithful focus because Uranus is also about the higher mind and having faith and having complete trust in what's to come and in our ability to move through it and to activate what we want to activate for that growth, that quantum growth, right? So the eclipse is also, the sun moon is also trine Jupiter. Well, Jupiter brings forth joy and luck and love and abundance, okay? So that's going to really give us even more upliftment in what we need to do and what we are experiencing so that we can really move fully into more of our positive energy in expression of all of this work and dedication and awareness so that we're not taking things too seriously, because a lot of times Capricorns, Taurus, all those earth energies can take things really seriously because it's all about structure and building and tensions and integrity and dedication and drive. So the Jupiter energy is going to give us a little bit more, and the Uranus energy is going to give us a little bit more liberation, freedom, creativity, love, luck, joy. That's going to really balance that energy out, which is going to be great. So make sure you maintain a positive energy and joyful energy and not to take things too seriously, because that will only continue to limit you because you won't be fully balanced in that. So we're going to feel a lot of self-healing as well, which I really want to talk about because we're going to feel the Chiron energy. Chiron shows up in this chart as well. And we're going to see Chiron with Jupiter, and we're going to see Chiron with Capricorn as well, which means that we're going to feel a lot of healing through that Jupiter energy and Capricorn energy. So we're going to be grounded in our healing. We're going to have self-healing practices, but we're also going to feel fulfillment and luck in our healing. And we're going to be tapping into unconditional love of ourselves through that. And so there's going to be this positive self-healing that comes naturally from this energy as well, with Chiron being a part of this experience also. So, like I said, we've got this eclipse and new moon. They go hand in hand. So it's a solar eclipse that goes with this new moon in Capricorn. And the next eclipse we're going to have is on January 10th in Cancer, right before the big epic stallion event, which is Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, all conjunct in Capricorn, which has not happened in 500 years. 500 years we haven't seen this. So that's going to happen on January 12th. I talked a lot about this event on the 12/12 portal, because it's really, the 12/12 portal was a really big prep for that a month before the actual event happens. And so we're going to feel a lot of that energy showing up, so we can feel in leadership, in courage, in awareness of our luck and joy and fulfillment, in rebirth and calculating and recalibrating ourselves, resetting our energy with that Pluto. And so we're going to feel just a ton of awareness, a ton of mastery, a ton of clarity, a ton of new inspired action and purpose. Okay, so it's really cool because we have the eclipse happening this week, and then we have the eclipse, the lunar eclipse, happening on the 10th. So we're really like sandwiched. The new year, the January 1st, is sandwiched right in between these two eclipses, which is pretty cool. This new decade, new year. And then it's the next eclipse is right before that Stellium event, January 12th, 2020. So if you want more information about that event, go to my 12/12 portal reading that I did. What was that, last week or the week before? And really check that out, because that's going to give you a lot more information about that event, which I don't want to go into because I've already talked about it. But I will be talking about it again the week that it happens, of course, because we'll have a weekly reading then as well. So then the last astrological event is on the 27th, which is on, what is that, Friday? And so we're going to feel this love, this activation, this unconditional love, because the sun is conjuncting Jupiter. So we're going to feel more action and inspired action towards our love, our joy, our fulfillment, our happiness, our expression of all of that, our gratitude. So that's going to also be a really nice energy to feel after the eclipse on the 26th, 25th, and 26th. So we're going to feel a little bit more balance from there as well. So this is a big deal, right? We're having so many astrological influences right before the 2020 new decade and new year. We're having so many spiritual awarenesses and revelations, and we're really moving into a renewed self. We're being vulnerable, we're being transparent, we're being honest, we're being dedicated, we're being courageous. And so I just encourage you all to push through that. Don't go backwards. Don't go into that feeling of victimhood or fear or anxiety or stress or chaos. Move into prosperity, love, self-love, healing, awareness, structure, intention, purity, clarity, abundance. Okay, that's what we want. So honor that and align yourself with that. Dedicate your energy to that. Don't dedicate your energy to the old. The old is done. The past is the past. Move on. Let's go into 2020 with a clear vision. So that's all my astrological influences and spirit messages. Of course, I'm going to pull some cards, so we'll do that. Let me just see how everybody's doing real quick. I love everybody talking about the dragon here. That's great. That's great. Strawberry says, yes, procrastinator here, and I've been told it is self-sabotaging as a way of feeling guilt rising. Yes, that absolutely could be true. Yeah, that guilt can happen, right, when we procrastinate. It's like almost like it becomes a loop where we're like, oh, we're putting that off. Now we feel guilty, and now we're putting it off even more because we feel guilty. So that can absolutely be a part of it. And that is another form of out of alignment, being out of alignment with what you really need to do and how to do it. Linda says the voice card is for you. Oh, thanks, Linda. That's so that's so sweet. She says our Christmas gift from you is your words and voice. Oh, I love that. Yes, I hope that my voice is healing. I hope it is helping. I hope it's inspiring you. That's my divine desire, and always showing up in these readings is to just provide the message and to give you a way to tap in for free that is just available to you every week and stays available to you throughout the week, so that you can replay these messages, replay this information, and really stay on track throughout your week. When you're having a low point or you're having a great activation, you can understand it more clearly. So thank you for honoring that about my voice, and for saying that, Linda. I truly appreciate it. Speaking of my voice, just another thing that just kind of popped into my head. I have a big show, a huge show on January 29th at the Press Room here in Phoenix, and it is exciting because it's a fashion show. It's got live entertainment. I'll be singing. I'll be performing my music from Spirit Junkie. It's also got plenty of vendors and art. It's a big event, and I've actually been manifesting this show for a while, because way back in the day, before I was doing my music, I was still doing music, but I was in the closet about it. I was like a little bit too scared, not courageous enough, not vulnerable enough to share my music, but I was a model, and I used to model in these raw natural born artist showcase, where I would do all these, fashion runway shows and things like that. And I would always see the musical artists, and I would be like, man, I wish I could be that courageous and bold to share my music and to perform at one of these one day in front of all these people and all these artists and vendors and attendees. And Now I am. Now I've manifested it. On January 29th, I will be one of the musical performers. So I'm super excited for that. So if you're in Arizona, I would love for you to come out and show your support and connect and vibe with me in this very, very, very important night for myself and my life as a musical artist. And even if you're not in Arizona, please feel free to send a donation towards a ticket purchase for anyone else who can go in your place. I will be able to give that ticket away to somebody here in Phoenix in Arizona that is able to come. I do have to sell 20 tickets. I've sold 3 so far. I've got about a month left, a little bit over that. So I would truly, truly, truly appreciate a little bit of help in selling those tickets. It's going to be so worth it. The energy there is going to be so powerful. And I know a lot of you aren't in Arizona, which is why I really mention feel free to send a donation. I'll put a link down below to do that, but you can also just message me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram or readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. The tickets are only $25. That would be such a great Christmas gift to me to just show some support for that show, because I'm super excited to do it, and I just really, really want to be able to show up and send my light and love through my voice to the masses at this show on January 29th. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and start with some cards and things just to get tapped in here. A Warm Blood says, Ashe sis, thank you for this reading. My birthday is the 24th, so glad to know it will be a good day. Thank you for your transparency. You guide us through your actions. Thank you so much. You're going to bring me to tears. That means the world to me to know that my transparency is guiding you as leading by example. I really, really believe in leading by example. I don't believe in a lot of the people out there that are talking about things but not walking about things. And so I really am very, very motivated and always conscious of practicing what I preach and being honest and open with that. And so I appreciate that. And it's cool that your birthday's on the 24th because my little brother Jaden's birthday's on the 24th. So Jaden, if you're watching, your birthday's in a couple days, and I can't wait to give you a phone call and to chat with you. And I'm so grateful that I got to go to his birthday party when I was out there a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, pretty powerful birthday, pretty exciting. Christmas Eve, how cool is that? All right, Linda says sending a donation for your show. Thank you, I appreciate that, Linda, so much. Renee says, where's that at? I had to be a child model. Oh, how cool. Yeah, so the show is at the Press Room in Scottsdale, Arizona on January 29th, 2020. And it's a really awesome show. It's raw, natural barn artists. They do shows all over the country and all over the globe. And I'll actually be able to come to another city and do another performance with them after I do this one at the Press Room. So if you want me to come to your city, I can definitely check out what showcases they're doing in your city, and I might be able to come to your city and perform there as well, which will be really fun. So comment below on that if you guys want me to try to come to your city to perform, and you know you'll have some people that'll show up to it. I would love to get some recommendations on which show to join after the one that we do here in Arizona, because I will be able to do one more show with them this year. All right, so let's go ahead and close our eyes down and just prepare for the card reading for this week. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Big breath out. Another deep breath in. Opening up to vulnerability, courage, clarity, with an exhale to release confusion, chaos, avoidance, procrastination, releasing all of that, letting it all go. With another deep breath in, opening up to all the spirit messages from the cards we were about to pull for this week. And exhaling to relax fully into our center, into our intuition, into our inner being as a collective, this web of light community that we have built. Oh, we're ending a decade, we're ending a year. This is so cool. And we've been doing these readings for over a year, and I plan to continue doing them. I'm super excited. So I'm going to start pulling cards. I also want to go over quickly the announcement, one of the announcements. I'm going to go over a couple more in a second. But I will be doing our annual reading where I pull a card for every single month of the year of 2020. I'll be doing that January 1st at 1:11 p.m. Central Time live. I recognize that's a weekday, but hopefully most of you will have the day off since it's New Year's Day. So I'm hoping for that for you all. And if not, you'll be able to watch the live replay. So join me 1:11 p.m. Central Time on January 1st, 2020 for a live reading of the full year, a card pull for the full year. I did that last year and it was powerful. The card that we pulled for December of this year when I did that reading last year was power. And let me tell you, we are stepping into our power in so many ways this year, right? And this month. All right, so that's the beginning of the week card that I just pulled here. I'll tell you all some more announcements in just a second, but let's just focus here. Middle of the week card from the Voyager deck. And then we've got the Spirit Messages deck showing up for us for the end of the week. And I will pull a moon card as well. I'm getting called to pull that from the Angels of Atlantis again. Full moon, or new moon, I'm sorry. New moon card, solar eclipse for that. Okay, so we'll do that one last. Let's go over the first three cards. Beginning of the week card, really, really powerful. So it makes so much sense. Archangel Raphael with liberation. This is a solar plexus card here with the yellow golden light, really encouraging us to feel liberated in our soul power, in our awareness of our soul power, and really feel liberated in that Uranus energy we talked about that is influencing us this week, and also feel liberated in being transparent, in being honest, in being courageous, and find liberation in that as we enter this week. It is a powerful, powerful week for freedom, for acknowledgement of ourselves and our power, and for being freely, purely, and divinely ourselves. So let your... Oh, there we are. Hey! Okay, that was weird. We had a little bit of a blurb and we got disconnected, but hopefully you all see me. Let me know, comment below, and let me know that things are still going good. So like I said, beginning of the week card, okay? So we are tapping in and we are absolutely here, okay? So sorry, I got a little distracted with that reconnection, but hopefully we're all on point now. So liberation, Bohemian Princess says, yes, thank you so much for that validation. So liberation with Archangel Raphael for the beginning of the week, okay? Middle of the week card, oh my gosh, how powerful are these cards? I cannot wait to share this with you. We've got strength. We've got strength here, and this is the 11th card. It's got the Roman numeral 11th here. So really powerful with that number 11 of alignment to our strength. Okay, look at that lion there. So beautiful. Really encouraging us to feel strength and to feel that power and soul understanding and empowerment from this month in December that we pulled the card for power for the annual reading, and also the strength of our power through liberation of ourselves, through transparency, through courage, through being bold, and through being unapologetically us. Okay, so middle of the week card, strength, powerful, powerful card, y'all. Love that so much. Got a lot of chills from that one. Really, really powerful. End of the week card, super, super powerful and supportive as well. You are not alone. You are not alone. Even when we're in our hermit energy where we're doing... Now my dad just tried to call me, so we're just getting all the interruptions, but it's okay. So let me continue here. You are not alone. So doing that hermit energy when we're going into that self-reflection, that self-understanding, that self-awareness, and we're having that time to ourselves and soul solitude, also recognize that you are not alone, okay? You have your spirit team, you have your guides with you, you have your loved ones who have passed on, supporting you, loving you, and showing you the way from the spiritual realm into the physical. And you also have a lot of loved ones around you here in the physical that are here to support you as well. So just know that you are not alone, and that it's okay to take some time alone and to not feel lonely, because just because you're taking time alone does not mean that you're lonely. It just means that you're reflecting, right? That you're taking some soul solitude. But you're not alone. The card itself says, we are here for you and we never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you sometimes or feel how much love we are sending you. But we are your family, your friends, and your guides. You never walk along. We always walk right beside you. So, end of the week card just reminding us that through our liberation, through our strength, through our vulnerability and our courage and some of those uncomfortable experiences and soul solitude, we're still not alone. We still have support. We still have love. And it's always there for us, so we can always tap into it, okay? Super, super powerful. And then finally, the new moon solar eclipse card that I pulled, Archangel Jophiel again with another soul sparking card with this powerful solar plexus and creative energy with the orange, really talking about joy. That's that Jupiter energy, really bringing us into joy and fulfillment from the experience of being liberated and strong, and recognizing that we're not alone. We feel joy, we feel upliftment, we feel positivity, we feel gratitude, we feel luck. Luck is on our side. We feel synchronicity. This is powerful, okay? And we're going to be more creative and more soul power and empowered with this. So this is an amazing card with Archangel Jophiel for the new moon solar eclipse energy. I love the dolphin too. Such a powerful intuitive message there, really saying that we're going to have more intuition that's going to be leading us that way. So quick review. Jophiel with liberation in the beginning of the week, strength for the middle of the week, you are not alone in the end of the week, and then the solar eclipse and new moon in Capricorn energy bringing in joy. So powerful, okay? I love this. So like I said, I have an event I have to run to, so I'm going to have to get off of here pretty quickly. But I just want to give you a couple of reminders of some events. Like I said, I've got that show January 29th, 2020 at the Press Room in Scottsdale, Arizona. Please join me for it. Please tell your friends if you have people in Arizona that you know would love to hear some conscious music, to see some amazing fashion, to watch some art in work, and actually live art and vendors. Just a really cool experience. Let them know. I also have the Belize retreat. Okay, I'm going right back to Central America already. I was just there at the end of October for the thinning of veil. Now I'm going there in April 2020 for the ethical witches and wizardry retreat. We are going to be deconstructing the shame and stigma behind magic and enchantment. We're going to be understanding what magic is in a light form and how it is of the light and how we can use it for light, and how we can really feel into the magic of ourselves, our inner witch, our inner wizard, and honor that, understand that. We're going to be doing some ethical spells. We're going to be learning how to forge our own magic tools. We're going to be tapping into the sacred land and ancestral magic that is already there in Belize. We're going to be eating amazing vegan food, which is going to activate our magic even more on a physical level. This is going to be a powerful retreat, okay? We're going to be going on excursions. We're going to go to the Lamanite ancient Mayan ruins. We're going to also take a kayak trip to the secret beach and uncover some ancient Mayan pottery that washes up on the shore there as well. We're going to be swimming in the Caribbean Sea, okay? There's just so many things that we're going to be doing, and it's going to be super powerful, and we're going to be learning all about the elements and understanding what magic really is, and as light beings, how to be alchemists, how to be those magic makers in our life. So I encourage you to join me for that retreat. I will absolutely post the link below once I'm done uploading this video, so wait until a little bit later today to check that out. But the link is also already on that channel message I posted last week, the Maria of Maya channel. That channel that I posted is actually the channel that I did while I was in the retreat, the same resort, the same place in Belize in October for the Thinning of the Veil retreat. There is a beautiful medicine woman spirit named Maria of Maya who came through during that channel and chill that is of the land there. So you can really start to integrate with the energy already in Belize by tapping into that channel that I posted. And then you can go to the description and you can click the link to get all the information on the retreat for April 2020. There is also a discount for this retreat, 10% off the package total when you put your deposit in by January 4th. So claim your magic, claim your power, claim this retreat by tapping in, setting up your deposit. It's only 25% of the total package that you choose, and you get 10% off the total package price when you put your deposit in by January 4th. Okay, so definitely take advantage of that. It's a small deposit that will lock in that 10% discount for this amazing magical retreat. Also, I really want to know from all of you what kind of content that you want from me in 2020. I usually just go off my spirit, and my spirit now is telling me, ask you, what kind of content do you want? What do you want me to talk about? What do you want to learn about? What are some things that you want to know and understand that you haven't really been able to wrap your head around that you think I can help you with? Comment below on any content ideas that you have for me that you want me to present for you. Maybe you want more meditations. Maybe you want more visualizations. Maybe you want more information about certain things that you want to learn about. Maybe you want more in the readings or more elements or whatever, or less of something. Please let me know. This is my way of reflecting on this year and really making sure that I show up as in the ways that you need me for. As my audience, I want to be a good content creator for you. I want to be able to present that. And I know that I've already been doing a good job, but I really want to do an even better job by asking you. So please feel free to comment below on what kind of content and how you want me to present certain content moving forward in 2020. Let's have an active participation in this content, because it's our content. It's not just my content, it's your content as well, because you receive it as the audience. This is our web of light community. We are one and we are connected. So I want to make sure that I'm asking your opinions and catering to your needs as well. So please comment below on that or any other messages. I am going to do better at commenting and replying to the messages. I'm planning on going through all the messages and comments from all my videos and just making sure that I respond, because I do see them, but sometimes I don't have the time to respond right away. But I am going to be doing more of that as well. I'm going to start doing more posts on the community page as well as this channel, and many other things. So that's the big gist of it. I also am offering one-on-one coaching. That's my last announcement today. I am doing one-on-one coaching for intuitive development. I've got a huge, amazing intuitive development course and coaching program already designed and ready to go. I've already got some clients working the program, and they're having powerful transformative experiences in just the couple of calls we've had and the couple of modules they've worked through in the course. So if you're interested in joining in on this course and coaching program experience for your own enlightenment path, and you want to start 2020 off right by tapping in and evolving your spirit in such a profound way in a quick and intense course and coaching program, please feel free to message me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram or email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. You can also click any of the other readings and you will see the link to schedule your free consultation coaching call, where we will talk about the program, the course, and we will decide and feel into intuitively what path of coaching is best for you so we can start your journey. I love you so much. Thank you so much for all of your light, all of your love, all of your support, and all of your participation in all of these readings. I couldn't do it without you. Otherwise, I'd just be talking to the camera and I wouldn't be talking to anybody but myself. So thank you for showing up every week. Thank you for watching these videos as well when you need that guidance and clarity. And thank you for sharing these readings with people that you know need it and want that guidance and are open to receive. That makes our Web of Light community bigger, and I love watching it grow. I love you all so much. I'm going to read a couple comments as I leave, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Let's see. Everybody says thank you, love it. JB says festivals to shows, markets, underground events, DJs, artists, musicians, performers, our First Nations. Ooh, I love that. Message me for more information on that, JB. Email me and let's start talking. Let's start collaborating. Let's start creating. Linda says, I love Maria of Maya's channel. Yes, so powerful. Renee says, I had chills watching Maria of Maya. Yes, she's powerful, powerful spirit. Ambi Lee says, alchemy. I love that. Alchemy is super powerful. Let's see. JB says, you would teach, reach, and inspire so many who might not yet know of this path. Thank you for that, JB. And I definitely am open to doing festivals and more events all across the world, all across the country. I just need to be invited. That's the biggest thing. I just need to be invited, and I also need to know who to reach out to so I can be invited. So if you have any specific places or festivals that you think I should submit to, let me know. Email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, or message me on Instagram at readingsbyrissa. Also, real quick, last message, I did get the information for the beautiful woman that sells the cacao from Guatemala that I talked about last week. Her name is Carla, and you can find her page on Instagram at the Mayan Spirit on Instagram, the Mayan, Mayan Spirit on Instagram. Follow her. She's just now developing her page there, but you can message her on that page and get some of that cacao from Guatemala sent to you, that cacao tea that I had, that I was talking to you guys about last week. All right, I love you all so much. I've got to run to my event. I'm doing an intention setting and meditation in Scottsdale, Arizona at Abundance Space. So if you're in Arizona and you want to meet me over there at 2 p.m., I would love to see you. I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Leslie says, have a wonderful event. Thank you so much, sister. I love you. Sending love to this gorgeous soul family. We are the Rissa Vibers. You are my Vibers. You are my luminaries. Absolutely. I love you so much. Have a wonderful week. Mwah. Happy holidays to all of you. Peace.